Hello everybody, it's Elizabeth with Inner Light Moon Oracle, here for a full moon reading. Happy full moon. The moon's about to go into its fullest in a few seconds here. So for this full moon, take a moment and think about what you would like to let go of and what you'd like to bring in. So I'm just tuning in to everyone currently on the call, and for people who may be joining us in the future when it's in replay. If you can just take a moment and see if one of these piles resonates with you. Excellent. So start with the far left pile and put the other two aside for a moment. Okay, my left pile people, happy full moon in Aquarius to you. Your card for this full moon is Dumu, the Queen Lady of the Chariot. And bringing us up into this full moon, we have the four guardians of the 28 mansions. And going forward, purifying winds is where the direction, a good direction for you. So let's start with Dumu. Dumu in the traditional tarot is the chariot, and this Chinese deity, she's the Queen Lady of the Chariot. She's also the Queen Lady of Heaven. She mothered the 9 kings of heaven who are represented as these little lotus flowers, and the 2 hidden ones on her right shoulder here. She's her chariot's drawn by the Ox Zodiac, indicating a steady plowing ahead, moving forward towards your clarity and knowingness for where you're headed. If you are uncertain about where that direction is, just meditate for a moment. Take some time and connect in and see what comes to you. And keep checking back with your intuition. Your intuition is really good feedback for you and what's appropriate. Behind you, you have the four guardians, another celestial card. The four guardians of the 28 mansions represent the 4 directions. So we have north, south, east, and west here. The black tortoise of the north, vermilion bird of the south, azure dragon of the east, and the white tiger of the west. And in the center, we have the Qilin, who is on earth guiding the emperor and helping us make our decisions. So these guardians protect us. They're the 4 pillars at the corners of your life. And they traverse the sky and create the seasons as we go through spring, summer, fall, and winter. So if this card is really indicating that there's a lot of protection for you. This is sort of like your North Star in a way, even though it's not a North Star, it's a different constellation, but metaphorically speaking, you know where you're going, and your star has always known why you came to the planet and what your purpose is here. So moving forward, left pile folks, with regard to your purpose, there may be things you need to let go of and release. And while these 2 cards are sort of major arcana soul level cards, we have here a metal card, so the element of metal, which is our first element card showing up in the reading, first physical plane card. And it says release, free to change and grow. So if you're feeling stuck or stagnated, or full moon is a perfect time to write all these things out that you want to let go of. Things you don't want to do anymore, things you don't want to feel anymore, people you maybe don't want to have contact with, relationships you want to change. Anything you want to write, put it to pen and burn it, or in this card, the person's releasing it to the wind. Really let it go. You can do a ceremony around that. If you're near a body of water, maybe you can let it go into the water. There are many ways to ritualize the passing of this. And when you do this kind of ritual, it's good to be committed. So once you write your things down that you're willing to let go of, it's helpful to have like a little magic spark that allows it to release and move on. And once you create an empty space for the new moon, you want to create a container for what you want to bring in coming up for the new moon. But this is full moon stuff. So left pile people, that is the reading for you. Thank you so much for watching, and wishing you all a beautiful full moon in Aquarius. Next we have the middle pile. If you chose the middle pile, I'm just tuning into all the middle pile people and those who may be joining in the future, that we get clear, concise information for you that is in everyone's highest good. Okay, so for the middle pile, we have the integration card is your card for this full moon, coming home to the heart. Behind you, we have the rest card, sleep rejuvenates. And going forward, another middle card, restoration. So these three cards are showing up for our middle pile people. The first card, the card of your full moon, is the integration card. So just spending time with yourself, so you can see here's a Buddha seated. All 7 chakras are open, balanced, and perfectly aligned. No matter what's swimming around him, he's steady and solid. And this is the benefit of meditation or any kind of other practice you may have that centers you and brings you close to yourself. So it's a beautiful place for this full moon. And leading up to that, we have the rest card for our middle pile people. This is a water card. Sleep rejuvenates. And a lot of time this card shows up when people haven't been taking the proper rest, or maybe they're not getting enough sleep. Maybe they're have worries that prevent them from getting appropriate sleep. And it's so important to take that time and go inside and let your body recover, and let your soul reconnect too. Like when your body isn't able to rest, then your soul also starts to feel disjointed here. So these two are a beautiful pair. And then moving into the restoration card, which is the metal element, prepares for the arrival of goodness. So this restoration card is a metal card. It's our only metal card that talks about fixing things up. Usually the energy of metal is like a clearing, a cutting, sort of a choice, swiping clean. This needle is sewing up a pair of maybe something old and worn, but that needs a new love and a new care. So bringing care into the old is a beautiful card for this full moon, and really looking at what needs some sprucing up and what could use some TLC in your life, whether that's a relationship or in your home, different objects around your home that could bring you more joy if you gave them a little bit of love. So for a middle pile, looks like a very sort of a soothing full moon for you. Spend time with yourself and enjoy some beautiful full moon beams tonight. And then finally, we have our right pile people. So right pile for you, the card for this full moon is Ojizo-sama, the protector card. And behind you we have spirit guides, group connection and communication. And going forward is the winter card, the season of water. So for our right pile people, Ojizo is just this beautiful deity who comes usually went during troubled times. So Ojizo is here to bring light into the darkness and to save all souls from suffering. So if you're finding yourself in a quagmire that you can't quite seem to get out of, just know that there's always light. And this deity, you can always call upon this deity for assistance and protection. And also don't be afraid to connect to your spirit guides or to connect to a higher power that may be not on the visible plane, but maybe on the invisible plane. We all have angels and spirits around us. That's just a bigger aspect of our soul. And we don't need to just operate out of the ego mind. We can connect to source and receive a lot of great support and help. So know that that's there for you. And then behind you, coming into this full moon, we have the spirit guides, group communications, and connection. And this is the rat zodiac here, worshiping the moon, so worshiping the intuitive unknown. And the rat zodiac is such a cute, quick and clever animal spirit. And frequently people don't feel so charmed by the rat, but the energy of the rat really is a lot about community, and that's so perfect for this full moon in Aquarius. Where finding your community and connecting with like-minded people is very important. And also I sometimes call this the telepathy card or the internet card, because this energy really deals with rapid communication and just sort of knowing things, and sometimes maybe gossip or negative kind of communication can go along with this. So to neutralize that and to not get sucked into any kind of negative communication, don't be bogged down or influenced by too much negative news and media, and allow yourself to focus on the light and positivity, and there's plenty of that to go around. So that's the information for the full moon for the right pile people. And right pile people, you're moving into the season of winter, which is the season of water. And water as an element of the 5 elements is really the deepest, most spiritual. Well, maybe most spiritual isn't correct, but it does have a deeply spiritual quality to it in its stillness and its ability to reflect as water reflects. You get to see your reflection in the mirror. And it also is this very still time when everything seems quiet, but under the surface there's actually a lot of internal development happening that allows the seeds to germinate and come forth in the spring. So during the season of water, just embrace a quiet time, a time for self-reflection, and a time where maybe there isn't so much action, but a lot is happening beneath the surface. Okay, my right pile people, thank you so much for being here. And that is the full moon in Aquarius reading for everybody. I'm sending you many blessings and lots of love, and hope you have a beautiful full moon cycle. As always, I'm Elizabeth with Inner Light Moon, and we have this deck with Asian Archetypes, Chinese Zodiac, and the guidebook available on the website, so you can just check that out in the link in the bio. And feel free to mention anything in the comments if you have questions. So I hope everyone gets some great moonbeams tonight. It is the last supermoon of this supermoon series, which have been coming through this year and even last year, and it's just been so magnificent to feel that proximity of the earth energy to close to the earth. So enjoy it and use it and be very blessed. Okay, bye-bye.